Welcome guys. Welcome guys to the video. um so this we are just going to be analyzing some um pairs, right? So this is Robinhood here. Robinhood right now, we have seen that it is creating, it was first of all bullish, right? As you've seen, right? Stocks are very bullish up to 2025, um Monday 13th October 2025. It created this resistance pattern. Maybe it failed to create a higher high, but then it created a higher low. There were multiple ways to enter this market, right? We could have entered here, something like that, just at that 61.8 percent, put our stop loss here, and then we see how price moves, right? Just hold it until, let's just say we're always going for 1 to 2, right there, 1 to 2. But sometimes when you see the market like this, there's a resistance level here, you might decide to take that. But if you are trading like, man, trading is so powerful. Look at this. If you just allow this market to move, but let's just say we just put it at 1 to 2, which makes sense because there's also a support level here. So what happened, guys? Market just synced, right? Boom, just like that. So you can use this strategy. Just identify structure, but your entry point could just easily be the 61.8%, right? And then boom. And just because you know that, okay, let's just draw it again here. That golden zone, this golden zone over here, that's where the market came. You just entered, and then boom. That would have been a beautiful trade. You can scale down to the daily time frame. Let's scale down to the daily time frame and see what happens, right? To see what price was doing. Here we can just draw our trend line and maybe go back on the line chart and see market is creating higher lows here and higher highs. And then when the market finally failed to create new higher highs, it broke, and it also broke up below. It broke this trend line here, this bullish trend line, right? And then look at structure. Structure just became bearish. We could have entered somewhere here again, right? That's the daily time frame if we're looking for that pullback to end, and then our stop loss will be here. So it just made us put our stop loss below this previous level here, of like, let me just say this now is the new lower high that will be created after this lower high, right? It's a confirmed lower high now because market was bullish and then it became bearish. That's how we can, that's why we take this trade here. So if you have missed this one here, we just entering at the 61.8, and we put our stop loss just above the previous level, right? The previous lower high. So I guess that's how we can keep trading simple and use these strategies to enter and make a lot of money. And also look, if you were just waiting for the daily to just change, you can see like this 50 moving average also price crossed below it, right? Boom. And then guess what? The 50 moving average can now act as resistance. And then now, as you have seen, it acted as resistance multiple times here, and it's just a matter of time for the daily to confirm the weekly um, um, bias of that bearish momentum to the downside. It is beautiful, man, to learn how to trade. So market has come back all the way down here, and I'm anticipating the market to go up a little bit. This is the weekly time frame. But the same 50 moving average is pushing us down. Let's see. This could be a possible higher low, or is lower high, or no, higher low, because look, price is creating higher lows. Boom, come all the way back down. Yeah, it came down pretty deep for sure. fib levels are subjective, so I can draw the level that I'm comfortable with. Would that make sense? For example, this one here, some people will go here, they're like the most previous lows, which still makes sense if you just entered blindly. But for me, I'm anticipating that this market, right? It's not the clearest market, but sometimes trading is not always perfect. You cannot wait for the perfect picture, or you miss a lot of trades. That's what I believe. So I'd rather just take the risks. For me, it makes sense because look at what our 4 hour is doing. Our 4 hour is kind of creating. Still, trend line has been broken no matter how you see it. If you're going for the tight trend line, broke, and then market keeps on creating this bullish pattern, right? Yes. Let's draw a trend line also here. So if we broke this our trend line, maybe we'll be wrong. But now I think it can just bounce up and continue to go above. And this is the 15-minute time frame. I usually don't look at these lower time frames because it changes too fast unless I'm day trading or scalping. Yes, there is a little bit of support here or resistance. But guess what? We cannot have all the confluence on our side. Those are the type of trade that actually fooled so many people and then it comes and reverse. Yes, there's a resistance here, but if I've confirmed that now we are bullish, I'll rather just risk it and take that trade and take this trade, right? Maybe we might bounce here a little bit, come back here a couple of days, and then we'll eventually go up. So that's why I'm buying Nvidia. I'm thinking of options, but since I want to be risk free, right? Because I bought this a long time ago over here. I bought Robinhood a little bit over here for I think options, yes, and then I lost money, and then I bought the stocks here. I tried to trade stocks. I bought the stocks here for it to go up, but it did not, right? So the bearish momentum just continued, and I thank God I bought the stock because now our stock is improving, it's increasing. So I'm happy. So what day was it? This day like this was, yeah, it was April, yeah. So now I waited, but now look, eventually I know that eventually it's good to buy good companies and hold on to them. That's why I think also, just if you are trading stocks, it helps you be more patient. When you are not trading options, you are just trading stocks. You have a Robinhood cash account and you are just putting the money there. You see how it goes. That's the easiest way to gain more experience because if it goes bad, it's not like Forex that you hit your stop loss and then boom. No. But if it goes bad, you know that okay, maybe the market is just pulling back a little bit more before eventually goes to your favor, and you actually see those profits over time. So it's like making an investment, but you don't know when the investment will pay off because there's no stop loss, so you will not fail in stocks. The only time you fail in stocks is if you sell down because it's not options also that you lose your money fast, right? And it's not Forex that you always have stop loss. Some people trade Forex without stop loss. Good for them. Me, I trade Forex, but I just want to put my stop loss also very big like this. There's no point to put your stop loss here and then boom, news. And then it goes your favor. Then you go and journal a loss. I like to put my stop loss maybe here. And then I go for this. Or I don't even go for this. I'm now bold enough to even go for 1 to 2 because why not? If I'm already in profit, why should I take small profit? So that's what we are doing, holding on to it. That's why stock is good. And if we now start following this trend, right? This bullish trend, let's say we're already here, we're already in profit. I'm just gonna keep buying more. I'm just gonna keep buying more because I know that I cannot lose. If I get a $200 investment, I can put it here, and then I know it's gonna continue because look, this 50 moving average on our 4 hour time frame came all the way from up here. Look at how much move it made. I'm anticipating that we might have the same move all the way back up here. If we can enter now, we can even cash all the way up here. So why not? Why not take the? Why not? It's not even taking a risk. It's even a good risk. So you see this trend like this going all the way back to the weekly time frame. This is why it's always good to analyze the market from the weekly time frame. Now I don't care about this resistance anymore. I'll do something like this. Resistance here is bouncing off it, right? Boom, boom. Maybe it might even come back again down before going back up. We never know. We never know how these markets move, but it's good to anticipate that, okay, we're already in the low, we can buy to go all the way up here. Why not? Why not? Yes, guys, so let's go to another pair here. Let's go to another pair. I know a lot of people trade gold, so this is what gold is doing on the weekly time frame. Um, Overall bullish, but we are bouncing off this. How I identify if we're in a bullish structure, I just look at this right here, my moving average. That's the easiest. Second, we have gone up, but now look, currently, technically, we're in a like a market has created a low here, drop down, and we can easily continue down again, right? Like I said, you never know how the market can move. Sellers can push this market like this before the market start continuing back to the upside. Especially now on this daily time frame, look at it. We have this, we were bullish, like I said, with structure eventually, right? And then now market is bouncing, market created a high, yeah, and then it's pulling back maybe somewhere, yeah, right where it is right now. Or market can, if we're assuming that we're bullish, market can come all the way back down here, but does not broke it and continue back up. So I guess trading is all about direction. If you can anticipate where the market is going, you don't have to be right all the time, but you have to put yourself in a good situation. Like right now, if I think that the market wants to go down because of this 50 moving average, right? I say, okay, let's do this here. So trading is not about being right all the time, but it's about, setting yourself up for something that is going to help you to make profit. Because if the market broke below this structure and I keep holding, guess what? I can anticipate that I can catch all of these moves now all the way down here, right? And this is my daily time frame. Or let's say if we change our bias, we say, okay, market failed to do that, market broke above, then we'll just be putting ourselves in a situation where, try to enter here, right? At a, catch the earlier trend, right? By that time, maybe the market will move now above our 50 moving average, which is going to be acting now as support. So I want to put myself in that situation. So right now, daily is bullish, but right now we are pulling back. So we are basically bearish, especially look at the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame just created, this looks like a head and shoulder. We went all the way back up to test all the way these highs, but we did not close above. We did not close above these highs. And some people will say this is a liquidity sweep. Liquidity sweep. Hey, all type of names. But look at where we are putting our stop loss, right? We are not going to do this. So market can play around, kick us out, and then now sink. No. Some people may say we are entering at this level that looks like is going to, it can act as support. Yes, it can act as support, or it can also broke below it. So if I'm trading gold, I'll be taking a sell on gold just because of this. put my stop loss all the way here after that liquidity sweep, and then we see what happens, right? We go for that 1 to 2. If we come down here, then we'll be in profit. Why not? Why not? Why not? So that's it. Sell on gold. Look at how the 15 moving average is looking. The 15 minute time frame is looking. I think if I was to take any trade on gold, it would be a sell. Traders just have to execute, man. I cannot stand and be like, oh, there's a perfect structure, this and that. If we lost that one market broke above here, no worries. We'll be looking now for a buy. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. So that's all we are doing. We are keeping things simple here. Either way, market is going to go up or it's going to go down. I cannot wait for market to break below and then I anticipate that, okay, let the market break below and then come back there, and then who knows? That's what I'll be looking for another perfect trade again. Maybe I can also wait for that and enter with a Fibonacci like this, something like this. It will make sense. Maybe we can take this one more because you never know gold. Gold can bounce here and still go back up. So let's, because now that I'm looking at it, right, we created a high here, we created a higher high here, we come back, we did not create low here, so we're basically coming back still. We finally create our low here, lower high, and then we created a higher high, higher than this low, and broke and closed. Then if you take a look, this is still one move, so this is like a double tops. You can call this a double tops too. To be honest, this is our low, come back, and then created. Look, it still hasn't created any lows yet until this market close and close below this one here. If this market close below this level, so we can put our this is why they say trading is patience. I can put my alert right there, and I can also put my alert right up here. So we do have two alerts. And for this trade, like I said, if you were trading Forex now, you'll be scared because now you have stop loss. But for stocks, I don't mind buying here because I know if it comes down here, I'll even buy more. Why not? Well, I don't want this video to be very, very long, so this is going to be it for this video. There's so many other trades, there's so many other pairs that I'll be analyzing in the next videos, and I'll be moving like this to analyze all of these trades, these pairs. Some of them, for me, I don't see anything like this. Looks weird on the 4 hour, although it looks very bullish. Jesus, very, very bullish. And we just created new highs. Oh my goodness, man. Swing traders are enjoying. You have to be a swing trader. Cross above 50 move. Ensure we can just hold until the moving average even cross back, because we just freshly crossed above and we are putting our stop loss very. Ensure we don't have to be selfish, guys. It's better to be in profit than to be in loss. Guess what? I'm still going to target. I'm bold enough to still target 1 to 2. As long as I'm in profit, I don't care. Come on, come on, come on. Hit that 1 to 2. Hit that 1 to 2. Hit that 1 to 2. Boom. Just like that, guys. Just like that. Look at that. I don't care, man. Daily time frame, 50 moving average. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this trade, man. It looks beautiful, man. I know there's resistance level up. There's always resistance level. That's why we are risking 1%. Oh, guys. 4 hour time frame is bullish. Daily time frame is bullish. That's all we need, right? That's all we need to enter. We don't have to be perfect on the 4 hour time frame. We can enter early. It has broke above. We can enter early. Trading is not perfect. Some people will still be waiting for a pullback and then they watch the market just poof, 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 continue going up without them, and then they say, oh, they would have cashed that trade. The same as someone here who will just enter. Trading is really about timing, guys. Someone here will just enter at the 50% or maybe 32% here, and then guess what? He just drop, he just take his profit. Then he hold, at least he knows that after this big rejection, or maybe if he's already in profit, he will just say, okay, why would I lose if I'm already in profit? Right? Why would I lose? Take your profit. Maybe he will put the stop loss maybe all the way here or somewhere here. Maybe he would have put the stop loss all the way here and go for 1 to 2 always. That would have also been a possibility, right? Guess what? Or maybe you would have put the stops at this level here, 50%. Me, I will not enter this trade anymore because you see the market stop from creating lower lows, right? Look, low, 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 and then it has broke above this highs here. So the market has changed structure. There's no point trying to suffer yourself being in this trade. We can buy here and see where it goes. And we are also combining this, why this is our entry time frame. We're also combining multiple other time frames. So many things can happen here, right? So many things can happen here. Some people will say overall we are actually bearish because after this big push, like we have already looked at it, there's so many ways you can analyze this market, guys. They will say after this big move, market has come back to test maybe this long-term trend line or whatever. There's so many ways that you can be. There's so many sides that you can be in trading. That's why you just have to gather your confluence and go with your confluence. Because where you are buying, somebody is selling. For example, I'm bullish, but somebody else is bearish here. It's about timing. I can still take my profit up here, but that person is still right by entering with this fib level and then just wait, and then guess what? Market sink back to the downside. So I guess it's about patience and it's about timing. Me, I've decided to follow. That's why I follow my moving average. Obviously, we are making higher highs on the higher time frame. So another, no matter what, good, we are good. And then we have seen this, okay, we have pulled back to this level over here. Whatever this level is, whether it's a support level or resistance level, I don't even care. I don't even know if it's a level, but it doesn't matter. But now we are taking advantage of this bounce and we are using our indecision candle, right? As a, anytime you see this indecision, what happened? Market continue to the upside. Anytime you see this indecision candle in an uptrend like this, market continues to the upside. Or maybe it shows that something is about to change. So that's why we have seen this indecision candle, and then the daily time frame has confirmed that by what? This is the indecision candle, but now we have crossed and broke above, so we are bullish on the daily time frame. All we can do is to just buy and wait, right? We have to trade with the current trend. I'm trading with the most current trend, and the 4-hour time frame is also very current in a bullish uptrend. So that's why I want to continue to hold this market for this buy opportunity. I will not bother scaling down to the 15-minute because it can make me kind of change my mind, blah blah blah. But that's what that trade, that I don't want to look at also trend on this 4-hour time frame. We look at, okay, this market bearish overall. As you can see, moving average, it just tells us we are bearish. We came back to this good level over here of resistance. We are bouncing off it, and we are actually creating lower lows and lower highs. So if I want to sell this market, I'll be looking for a possible lower high, and this is the perfect time to even look at it, because look, if market broke above this level, that means we have changed trend. We are now going to be bullish, which means I'll be using this resistance level here or support level, resistance level here that has become support. That's what I'll be using as a confirmation to go bullish. back to this 50 move back to this 50 moving average on the weekly time frame. That's if price breaks and closed above this level here, this our previous most recent lower high, which has created a lower low. But if we are looking for sales, guess what? I'm looking for market to continue back to the downside. And this is what the daily time frame is looking. We have our 50 moving average here, and this looks like also a support level. So I'm very excited about this. So we can actually be in a good position to actually take this trade to the downside. But guess what? We are currently bullish also on the daily time frame, because if you can see, although we are making lower highs and lower lows on the weekly, daily we have just created a high here, which means what? We are bullish on the daily. Although we are bearish overall, the market structure is bullish right now. The current trend, as you have seen the 4 hour, even worse than that, we have just created a beautiful rejection of the 50 moving average, and we have been consistently, I think this is like a head and shoulder, or let's just say a structure reversal pattern, right? Market created a low, a lower low, and then finally created a higher low. Why? Because this market closed above here this recent level of lower high, right? That created a recent lower low, but then we changed structure and created a high, which means what? We can assume that this is our what? Confirmed higher low. So we are basically bullish on the 4 hour time frame. Guys, the 4 hour time frame is our entry time frame. We have to be bearish on our 4 hour time frame to confirm that daily bearish momentum or reversal or continuation, whatever we are looking for to continue these buyers. Also on the weekly time frame. So 4 hour time frame, we cannot take the sell. We can only take buys on the 4 hour time frame because it is bullish. And if we can see, as we are bullish, we just created a new high, but we don't know when this high is gonna come back down, right? If this high start reversing from down here, we can now just enter, right, with this 50% move. This 50%, if we say 50% retracement or 32%, whatever, anything that aligns with this our moving average also. As you can see, our moving average is also above price on the 4 hour time frame. That's the best way to confirm your buyers, guys. If I want to confirm my weekly buyers, I will just go to the weekly time frame. 50 moving average is a tick. We'll go on a let's say our daily time frame, like right now 50 moving average is also here. That means it's a tick, but our 4 hour time frame doesn't. Our 4 hour time frame is telling us to buy, so we cannot take it until the 4 hour time frame. The moving average cross back to the downside, right? That means price cross back and the moving average is acting as resistance. Then now and only then we can take the sales to the downside. That's why, although overall we are bearish, we are currently very bullish. And I'm not gonna take any sell now. I will wait, like I said, for the structure, trend line break, all of this confluence to add on. Then I can take a sell. That is what swing trading is about. And if I take the sell here with the higher time frame buyers, I can even target a new low all the way down here. That's what makes swing trading good, or that's what makes, let me say, top down analysis, because this could have been a 15 minute time frame, and I'm taking the entry in the 1 minute time frame. That's why I use 3 time frames. If I was to trade with these other 3 time frames, I would be like a day trader that I come to the market. Now this is my bigger time frame, so I'm zooming all the way in, inside the structure. What is happening? 50 moving average is what? Below price. That means we are bullish. Although if we understand how the market is moving, right? although we are bullish, when it's far away from the moving average, it means it may mean that a retracement is coming, a retracement or pullback is coming close, right? Which it kind of looks like it on the 15 minutes time frame, but we don't know because look, price is still very bullish in the structure because we haven't broken below this low here. So now we scale down to the 5 minute. Surprisingly, we are actually still bullish on the 5 minute because look at our moving average below price. And then 1 minute time frame now we are actually just current bearish. Most recent. So we can just wait if we are not sure for market to actually broke below this trend, above this trend line now, and then wait for market to broke above our 50 moving average. And then maybe we'll be taking the market somewhere here, put our stop loss here, and then just hold. We are confirming that 15-minute bullish structure to continue. So basically, our 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 trade may just look something like this. Go for 1 to 2, and it looks simple, simple as that, simple as that. So that's it. Um, that's it. As you can see on the daily time frame, I mean 4 hour, I'm looking for price to come here, but on the 15-minute time frame, I'm looking for price to continue to go all the way up here.